Listen, man. They call me the problem, but you could call me the can man, because anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans.
How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan, and this is Adit, and welcome back to another edition of Boxtalk. Today, we're looking at the IBF Super Bantamweight rematch between the champion, Kiko Martinez, versus Carl Frampton. In the first fight, Frampton won on a 9th round stoppage. Now, Kiko's the champion, and they're going to do it all over again. Adit?
Great fight, great matchup. Really looking forward to this one. Love Carl Frampton. Me and you've gone back to back on debates between Frampton and Quigg, and I've always said I think Frampton's easily, not even close actually, I think he's easily the better boxer. Obviously you rate you rate Quigg. Yeah. Quigg's got a fight coming up in September, so we can argue that again. But I just think you've got here not just a boxer, but in today's market of, you know, the fans not wanting just to see guys that can box.
Yeah, entertainment.
They want to see entertainment. They want to see knockouts. They want to see brash. Yeah. I think this kid has it all in terms of that. He always brings a good crowd to Ireland. And it's a rematch. Rematches can go both ways. Everyone's looking at it like he knocked Kiko Martinez out on the 9th. He's going to win again. It doesn't always happen like that. I mean, look at Nigel Benn, bloody Eubank, for example. It doesn't always work out like that.
But you're right. But historically, so statistically, rematches normally go the way the original always goes.
Yeah.
You've seen that? Yeah,
well,
historically.
Even like Oliver McCall Lewis.
Yeah.
There's some big names out there where the rematch doesn't always go that way.
No, there are big names I'm trying to say, but like, historically, when you have like, you know, those type of matches, it is goes here. But this match I find quite interesting. Yeah. The reason I find it really interesting in this fight is that when you lose by knockout, and then you win a world title, and then you're going back to the guy's hometown to defend your world title against the guy that beat you by knockout.
Crazy.
That tells me
you ain't fucking scared of shit.
Yeah, Kiko Martinez ain't coming to play. He's watched that tape, watched that fight, said, guess what? Yeah, I messed up there. Oh, I made a mistake here. I can fix that. Yeah. Since the last fight, Kiko's fought four times. Yeah.
Travelled. I think only once he fought at home. The rest he's travelled.
4 by stoppage on TKO or KO. Yeah. Frampton's fought twice. Kiko's thinking, guess what? I'm coming to reclaim something over here.
Yeah. That's a very good point you make. And we always talk about the how active British fighters are. In terms of, you know, it seems to be like twice a year, maximum 3 times a year. You have Kiko Martinez, like you say, you know, got knocked out. Yeah, got knocked out quite bad as well.
It was 9th round.
You know, many boxers nowadays will kind of rest in their laurels and I'm taking 9 months out of the ring, I'm going to change trainer. He's stuck to what he knows how to do. He's gone and won an interim title, gone and then knocked out the champion and had 2 defences. You can't beat that. You can't beat that.
And I'm not. What is it? A year, 18 months, 2 years since the first fight. Yeah. I mean, it was not long ago. No, it was not long ago. And so this tells you something about the fighter himself and what he thinks. And you know, I wouldn't say Frampton will overlook him, but automatically you've had a fight with a guy, you've knocked him out. Yeah, he's got a world title now. You think, guess what? That could be my world title because he beat the man and I beat him. Yeah, so that should be my belt. He could be a little, I wouldn't say underestimating, but not aware that this guy is coming back, like I said, to claim something. And that's why I think this fight is going to be explosive from the start.
Oh, it's going to,
from the start.
This isn't going points. These two are not two that, you look at, I mean, like you said, Kiko Martinez has fought 4 times since, all 4 have been KOs. And 4 early KOs, I think, from 1 that went to the 7th. Frampton's the kind of guy as well, he doesn't like to get paid for overtime either. Big props as well to Frampton's team, Barry McGregor and Cyclone, for even getting this fight in Ireland. I think they've done well to get Kiko Martinez over here. Because, like you say, why would you want to come over when you've already lost over here? Why would you want to come over again? So give props. The thing that I like about this fight is that normally when you're starting to get a lot of these world champions now that have got belts, but they're not even ranked in the top 10 in their division. Yeah. You get it a lot, and it's disgusting. Yeah. These guys, I mean, Frampton, Kiko Martinez, I think, is ranked obviously below Rigonda and maybe just below Santa Cruz. Yeah. And then it's Kiko Martinez. And then by most people's reckoning, it's Frampton, then Quigg is kind of further down. So these guys legitimately are the 3rd and 4th, in most people's eyes, best in the world, fighting each other. So if Frampton does win this, it is a legit world title. Do you know what I mean? He's winning a world title that is recognised. Not dampening what Quigg's got, but Quigg's got a regular title, and I don't still think people even recognise that that much.
Yeah, it dilutes the belt. You know, the thing about it, like you said, that when you're looking at the options you actually have, remember, Quigg wanted to get Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
And they were trying to negotiate, and it didn't go through.
Yeah.
And at the same time, obviously, Frampton was negotiating with Kiko Martinez.
Yeah.
So you are mixing with the best.
Yeah.
You're only going for that option because the other option was taken.
Yeah.
The only other option outside of that was Redondo, who, like I said, no one really wants to fight for various reasons.
For every single reason.
But the point I'm making is that you only got Kiko because Santa Cruz was busy with something else. You only got you couldn't get Kiko because you were trying to get this one. So you're playing the right game of cards.
But you're playing the right game of cards because they're the only cards you've got in front of you.
They're right there. And no matter how you put it, this fight leads to major implications domestically and internationally.
Oh yeah, look, he wins this fight.
Yeah.
It's international broadcast. He wins this fight. Not only have you got a potential, I hate to say unification fight because I don't recognise Scott Quickstart, but you got a potential unification fight, an all British fight.
Yeah.
You know, they're like all these big stadium arenas. Or you got Santa Cruz. Or I dare say they might try Redondo. Look, it's a big risk, but he wins this. The confidence is there. Why not?
I tell you what, don't get me wrong, because it's a huge match, but apparently Rigo is out without a proper promotional contract right now. Yeah. So you could kind of get him cheap. You know what I'm trying to say? You have to go through
and he's travelled to Ireland before.
Yeah.
He has travelled to Ireland before.
You don't have to go through the whole top rank Bob Arum, blah, blah, go fight halfway across the world for cheap money. You could kind of get him and say, look, you ain't got off time. You're the champ. We've got a champion over here. Here's some decent change. Come over.
Without looking forward, how huge would that fight be in Ireland?
It'd be
Redondo, Carl Frampton.
It would be.
You don't like travelling, but we'd have to get you over there somehow as well.
But you know, it's a huge fight. It's a huge fight. But anyway, let's go to the fight at scheduled. Adi, how do you call this fight?
Look, it's far too easy to say, oh, Carl Frampton's knocked him out, he's going to knock him out again. I've seen all the people and stuff on Twitter that they've done. It's not that easy. Yeah. You're going in against a guy that... I don't think people realise, once you've got that belt around your waist, your level of confidence, your level of skill, so everything is just going up about another 20%.
And you're knocking guys out.
You know what I mean? And not only are you knocking guys out, you're not knocking out bums. You look at Kiko Martinez's record, go on BoxRec, guys. People he's been beating, undefeated, 2 losses, 1 losses, 3 losses. He's not fighting guys that are coming to the ring with 9 defeats. He's fighting guys that are hungry as well, and he's knocking them out. And like we say, he travels. But in saying that, I think Carl Frampton is that good. I mean, I've watched him. There's something about Carl Frampton. I almost love that tight-knit community that he's got with him and McGuigan. Some people don't like it. I don't mind it, that kind of tight-knit community. So his head's screwed on. The only fear I have is that he likes to get in a war as well, does Carl Frampton. And Kiko Martinez's record would tell you that Kiko Martinez can bang a bit as well. I don't know. I'm going to... You go first. Go. How do you score this? I don't know.
I'm going for Frampton to win the fight, but I don't think it's going to be an easy fight or a walk in the park, not by a long shot. Like Adi said, Kiko is on a high right now. He knows what he's got, and he's also been in Frampton before, so he knows what to expect. As the champion, coming back to someone's hometown, that says a lot for Kiko. If Kiko gets knocked out in the first or the 12th where it goes to points, he has to be given huge credit for saying, look, I'm coming back to prove something, like I said previously. For that reason alone, I think it's going to be a drag-out war. I think that both will most probably hit the canvas, both will get back up and compete, and it will be a mid-round stoppage for Frampton. Mid-round stoppage. I think it's going to be early. At Frampton's pace, and the way he stopped Kiko late, Kiko's not going to want to be in a high-paced fight to get tired, get exhausted, and get stopped late again. He's going to try fire with fire and push him back as well. And if you look at Kiko's last 3 fights, he's been knocking guys out early and mid-rounds. He's not wasting no time. And that's what I'm telling you. If you know this guy's going to fight 100 miles per hour and you've got to keep up with him for 12 rounds, you're going to get tired. He knows.
Kiko Martinez? I always keep asking about guys' ages on the show. I'm adamant he's in his mid-30s. If Carl Frampton is 27, I'm adamant Kiko. Remember we fought when Rendell Monroe in like 2008 and lost? Yeah. That was a while ago.
I'm just saying that he's not going to keep the pace. So he knows it's going to be a fast-paced fight. He has to match the pace with the pace to actually neutralise. You know what I mean? Yeah. Frampton.
Look, I look at it as who's adjusted better. When 2 guys had a fight, who's looked at the tapes and thought, yeah, I knocked him out, bring him on again, or has he looked at the fight and thought, okay, I need to adjust. And also, we talked about Kiko Martinez having 4 fights. That sometimes is a good thing, but sometimes it's a bad thing as well. Remember, guys, 4 fights don't just mean four fights. It means 4 training camps. It means 4 loads of heavy sparring. there's a lot that goes into 4 fights. So Carl Frampton's probably coming a bit more fresher. 2 fights, he's younger. He's knocked the guys out as well. None of these fights haven't gone to points. He's not been through 4 hard sparring camps and the fights at home in front of 10,000, they're saying, Northern Irish guys as well. I just don't see how Kiko Martinez gets out of this fight alive. I don't mean that like he's going to die. Don't leave any bad comments about it. I just mean like it's going to be war. And I expect to get a late stoppage again. Around exactly the same time, 9, 10, 11. I just feel like Ryan says, I think the pace, I think only a young man can keep up that kind of pace. And these guys, remember, these guys are not heavyweights. They're not throwing 20 punches around. They're throwing 200 or so punches around. And it's only where the fittest man survives. And I think it's going to be Carl Frampton. And I think Britain are going to have their 3rd world champion. They're real world champions, no regular stuff, in the next couple of weeks. But guys, what do you think? Leave your comments below. If Carl Frampton does win, is it straight away to Scott Quigg, or do they dare take the risk and get Rigondeaux over here? Like Ryan says, no contract, won't be huge money, get him over here for a huge unification fight in Ireland in 2015. Email us at
boxtalk@hotmail.co.uk, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter at boxtalkuk.
Don't forget to subscribe as well, guys. Thank you so much for all the subscribers. It's starting to grow finally. And also, don't forget to follow us on ringnews24.com as well. Thanks a lot.